Another might just be the best 12 episode anime that I've ever watched. From the very first episode, the plot hooks you in with this mysterious and deadly curse plaguing a middle school class. And what starts as a simple transfer student story quickly turns into one of the most unsettling and beautifully crafted horror experiences in anime. In this video, I'll be talking about everything about another that just comes together perfectly to create one of my all-time favorite animes. So let's go ahead and get right into it, starting first with the plot. The story follows Koichi Sakakibara, a transfer student who moves into the small town of Yomiyama and joins Class 3 of Yomiyama North Middle School. Right away, you can kind of sense that something feels off. The students act strange, the teachers are nervous, and there's this one girl in the class that everyone seems to be pretending doesn't exist. As Koichi digs deeper, he uncovers a horrifying truth. The class he's in is cursed. Now, the curse, or calamity as I should say, is kind of complicated, but to sum it up, each year an extra person, someone who is actually dead, is unknowingly added to the Class 3 roster. Because this dead person exists again, reality kind of adjusts itself to make everyone forget who the extra person is. Their memories, records, and even photos change to make the person seem alive when they're really not. This triggers a chain of gruesome deaths among the students and their close relatives throughout the entire school year, and the only way to stop it is to find and eliminate the extra person. It's essentially a supernatural cycle of death caused by the existence of someone who shouldn't be alive. Now, I know I probably didn't explain that the best, but that's just how I interpret the calamity that happens in this anime. What makes this plot so great is that it keeps you guessing. Every episode leaves you asking more questions, and when the answers finally come, it's shocking. It's a great mystery. We alongside the characters are trying to figure out who the extra is. Now, speaking of the characters, I like a majority of them in this anime, and I think they all add a little something to the series. Koichi is a curious character trying to figure out and understand how to stop the curse. Through him, we experience the confusion, denial, and the growing fear that something isn't right. Then there's Mei Misaki, a character that most people have probably seen before but never knew what anime she came from. And side note, Mei looks exactly like Rika Takanashi from Love Shinibyo and Other Delusions, another one of my favorite animes of all time. But Mei is a quiet, expressionless, and deeply mysterious character. Her presence alone carries the show's entire tone. As the story goes on, her connection to the curse becomes one of the most fascinating parts of the entire mystery. The other characters that we see in this show are good too. Now, I might not remember all of their names because, well, Japanese names are hard to remember sometimes, but they also bring a lot to the story. Now, another isn't the type of anime that relies on deeply complex characters. I mean, the anime is only 12 episodes long, but it does a great job at using realistic human reactions like panic, denial, desperation to make everything feel much more real. Something else this anime does perfectly is its atmosphere. The town of Yomiyama feels isolated and cursed, like it exists outside of normal reality. The animation feels dark, if you get what I mean, and it has that horror kind of vibe to it, which I really like. Now, one thing I think is hilarious is this one scene right here on screen. If you saw this one scene from this anime, you might think it's something completely different than what it is, which I think it's funny because this is like the only scene in this entire anime that's like this. Now, one thing I cannot forget to mention is the deaths in this series. Now, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but a lot of the deaths in this anime feel like something straight out of the Final Destination movies. With each death, it reminds both the audience and the characters that the curse is real and anyone could be next. Now, at its core, Another isn't just about the curse, phenomena, calamity, whatever you want to call it. It's about fear itself and how people react to it. As the series goes on, you can see how the paranoia spreads throughout these characters like a virus, and the lack of trust begins to show, especially in the last 3 episodes. To me, it's brilliant writing. It shows how fragile people really are when they're afraid. When you look at everything, the mystery, the pacing, the visuals, the characters, Another is perfectly crafted for what it's meant to be. It doesn't waste time, it doesn't over-explain things, but what it does do is deliver an intense horror anime all in just 12 episodes. This anime truly flies by. Both times I've watched it, I've completed the whole series in a day because every episode leaves you wanting more. And like I said at the beginning of this video, another is one of my favorite animes of all time. It's just so good and entertaining to me. And I hope everything I mentioned in this video gives you an understanding on why I think it's perfect. If you haven't seen Another yet, check it out. It's not that long and it's a perfect anime to watch around Halloween time. Even though the dub is very hard to find, but if you look hard enough, you'll find it just like I did. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I would appreciate that a ton. And I hope to see you in my next video. But until then, peace.